What's up, family? I'm Real Mike Rob. Make sure you tuning in to the 3-Point Conversion Radio. They got all of it, and they keep it funky. Let's get it.
We are back on Radio Row with the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I'm Mr. Controversy, my co-host Road Dogg, the Intellectual.
What up?
And we have a special guest. We have the 10-year vet, safety for the Denver Broncos, my man Nick Ferguson. What's going on, Nick?
Nothing much, man. You guys enjoying yourselves?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is good. I'm not going to lie. It was a little slow the first 4 days. It wasn't as busy as it was in Atlanta, but today has been a madhouse.
Well, you know what? I arrived on Tuesday when I came here to pick up my credentials, and I was like, man, I'm so used to what I saw in Atlanta.
Right.
The place was buzzing, but it was a little different. But most people don't really come in until around Thursday. Mm-hmm. So that's why we've seen the place buzzing the way that it is right now.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the Foundation for a Drug-Free World. We had Marshall on here, Marshall Falk, and he talked about it.
Yeah.
Also, I want your perspective of it.
Well, really quickly, it's funny that you bring up Marshall because Marshall did me a solid yesterday, and he went to my high school. I'm from this area. I grew up 20 minutes from where this building is located, and he came and joined me, and we kind of presented to maybe about 350 kids yesterday at my high school. So big up to Marshall Falk for being able to do that. But the idea of this program is to bring awareness about drugs to a lot of kids. And things have changed here in the city since I was a kid, and we have more of a drug influence. So much so that the packaging has changed. The flavors have changed, all to kind of draw in, young kids. So I say, well, I grew up in this area, and I've always wanted to bring something to the area to change. So why not this program, and why not now?
Absolutely. Now, you stated that you see football in a whole different light after playing. Can you kind of expound on that a little bit?
Well, yeah. I mean, after you play this game, you look at football different. Because when you look at Pop Warner football and you look at college football, I say, well, that's when the sport was pure, right? Once you factor finances into the idea of it, things change. It becomes a job. It's not a hobby anymore, because no one ever gets fired from their hobby. When it's a job and your life is on the line, you got a mortgage, you have a wife and some kids, and all they need to know, all they want to know is, hey, what this food, I need food on the table. So it changes your perspective and how you look at things, but it changes your perspective for the better, because you have to go out there and grind. Right. You have to go out there and get it, because no one's going to give it to you. But that's why I love sports, and I love what sports gives back to us.
So with the game, the way it's going now, you see they tried to change the penalties as far as defensive back, pass interference, and let you challenge it now. What do you think about that? Because it seemed like it really didn't work. It didn't change anything. Maybe 2 or 3 plays in the
You see the look on my face, man? No, man, I don't like that, man. As a guy that coached in the secondary, and I was a DB myself, to me, I always felt as though DBs got the short end of the stick when it came to pass interference. We were constantly being called for pass interference, but no one was calling an OPI on the offensive players. And I saw one of the most egregious plays this year in the playoffs, and the Vikings were playing the New Orleans Saints, and Kyle Rudolph pushed off. Mm-hmm. Right. And people on social media was like, he didn't push off, they were hand fighting. I'm like, dude, anytime you take your arm and you extend it out like it's a straight arm to create space, that's pass interference. Mm-hmm. And I was a little disappointed in the officials that day, because they say, well, they viewed it and they called it in accordance to what they've been calling all season long. They were not wrong with that statement. They were absolutely right. You've been calling it wrong all season long, so why use this opportunity to call it right? Right? So, man, don't get me started.
I really think that they changed that rule, or brought in that rule to you can challenge it, just to shut everybody up about that play. And I think they were being petty, honestly. Because I mean, we've
What did
seen
it
so
really
many
change?
blatant
Yeah.
offense. I mean, pass interference or offensive pass, whatever. And every time you try to change, it, even pick plays, it
And then
doesn't
what
change.
they did was, after I think it was about 4 weeks, there was no reversals. They gave y'all about 2 reversals, then stopped reversing.
Yeah, like-
But you know what? That's what it did, because it was the play when New Orleans was playing the Rams. A pass interference call should have been called.
Right.
Helmet-to-helmet contact should have been called, but we didn't get anything at all. And you're absolutely right. That rule was put in place to deter coaches from calling pass interference. But how bad was the situation to know it was happening to the Saints yet again?
Right.
Yet again.
Probably was the play that changed everything too.
That's why
Yes.
Breeze molding retirement. He over there like,
I can't
man, I
win.
ain't gonna be able to deal with this.
You got to think about it. Drew Brees and the Saints, they could have been in the Super Bowl
Right.
3 years in a row.
Yep.
Think about how
Bogus
that affects
plays,
his
man.
legacy as a
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah.
He's not viewed in the same light as a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady, because he's only been to one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So man, that was tough. But I'll tell you this: do you realize, like, when you watch the games, your game on your television is on 5-second TV delay, which means that the officials can actually see the play before you see it. So they see it in advance, and they still go, "Nah, that was good."
Nah. I like what you said. They said that they didn't change it because it's consistent with what they like. That don't mean
Right.
nothing.
Yeah. It was
Could you
consistently
Wait a
wrong.
minute, hold on now. Could you imagine? Let's put it in context that we all understand. You're in a relationship, right? Your wife thinks she caught you cheating. You're saying it's not consistent
Right.
with what she perceived before.
Right.
Do you think that's going to work?
No.
Nah, that's not
Oh,
going to
no. You're going to have problems.
You're going to have some
You're going to have
problems.
some problems.
So just because you feel as though you're saying it was consistent with the way you call it, which was wrong all season long, that you're going to call it wrong, to me, you can't do that, man.
Right. Now, who was that player or team or offense that when you came out, you knew you had to have your pads on, you had to strap them up tight and be ready for a fight?
Wow, man. There's so many guys that I can actually call out. So I'll give you a couple. And I'm sure when I give you these names, you're gonna say, "Oh yeah, for sure." Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Jerome Bettis, Adrian Peterson, LaDainian Tomlinson, Corey Dillon. Right? Those are the guys that you knew that, man, when you come to play, you better show up. You can't be in a situation where you're trying to second guess, do I really want to do this or not? Especially with Jerome Bettis, because he will run you over.
Yeah.
So you do have those players, and those were the players for me.
Who was the player that I guess hit you the hardest, whether it was a running back or lineman?
Well, this guy is the same guy who hit everyone. It was Hines Ward.
Oh man, you caught one of Hines
So
Ward's
do
block?
it everybody.
No.
Yeah, the first time he got me, let's just say, generally speaking, let's say it was 2006 when he got me. So I was like, okay, I got up, not a big deal. 2007, he got me again, right? But that time, I was a little wobbly, right? So I didn't come back in the game. 2008, I got him. Right? Because it was one of those things, I said, well, we're playing the Steelers, we played them on Monday night, and I definitely circled that date on my calendar, because I'm like, I'm going to get some get back.
Right.
So other than allowing him to hunt me, I was hunting him, because you guys watch the game. That's why you're laughing, because you know that Hines Ward would always creep you.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, if you're looking at him mano a mano, he won't block you. But if you looking somewhere else, and just think about it. They changed the rule in the league because he broke the jaw of a linebacker in Cleveland. I'm like, come on, man.
And it's funny because, then he get up. We all know, I don't care if you hit him, he hit you, whatever. As soon as he get up, all you see is teeth, he's smiling.
Yes. And here's the thing. I haven't run across Deion Sanders, but I can't wait to run across him, because the year that Hines hit me and I didn't get up, they showed it on NFL Network. right? And Deion was talking about how tough Hines Ward was. So I took offense to it because I say, well, that's not tough.
Right.
I can hit anyone when they're not looking.
Exactly.
Right? So I said, I can't wait to see Deion Sanders because I want to tell him, hey, bro, that wasn't cool, man. That wasn't cool at all.
What was your biggest accomplishment in football?
Oh, wow. My biggest accomplishment, man, it was the 2005-2006 season. We beat the Patriots twice that year. And it was unheard of at that time that, one, you beat the Patriots, but you beat them twice. Now, there's a play that was real significant for me and is a part of NFL history. You can kind of Google this. So if you Google Champ Bailey's 99-yard touchdown run,
That's where you're going.
I was a part of that play, but here's the problem with it. There's a couple of things. They always talk about Champ Bailey's run.
Right.
They don't talk about the person who caused and forced the interception,
Right.
which was me. And then they talk about how I didn't block for him, how I didn't block Ben Watson. And I say, well, I never saw Ben Watson. Let me show you. That brother was like over there by the Raiders side when he ran across the field. And by the time we got to the 2-yard line, I'm thinking, you've already run 106 yards. You're going to run the extra 2 yards, right? So I stopped. And then the dude came out of nowhere, and I just saw a Champ flying. Now here's something now. Let me tell you about the power of influence and acting first. The ball went out of bounds, and they were trying to determine, did it go out of the back of end zone or did it go out at the 1?
Right.
Because if it went out the back of the end zone, the Patriots get the ball at the 20. So the first thing I did was I ran up to the line judge who was looking at the ball, and I put my hands on his shoulders and I say, hey, you know the ball went out right here. If you look at the video, you'll see me actually talking to him.
Right.
Using the Jedi mind trick on it. And what eventually happened, they gave us the ball at the 1-yard line. See, the power of influence.
I gotta talk, Champ is family, so I gotta tell him about this. I know he's gonna laugh at this, whatever, but that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
There you have it. The Georgia Tech alumni, we're in Atlanta. So.
Okay. Shout out to Georgia Tech for sure. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so once again, Nick Ferguson. Make sure you all, where can it go? It's www.drugfreeworld.org.
Definitely go check it out. If you are a teacher, administrator, or parent, check out the website. And here's the great thing I love about Drug Free World. They provide all the materials and the tutorials for free. All you have to tell them where they need to be, how many booklets you need, and they are there. They'll send volunteers. They'll teach you how to administer and disseminate the material yourself. So I don't know about you guys, but my favorite word in the English language is free.
And that's a bar right there, because like you said, it's free. Then you talk about Drug Free World, so somebody can flip that, But anyway,
look at you, man. Look at you. What are you trying to do here, man? Come on.
10-year vet, Nick Ferguson.